Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing if you're about to break no contact, click here. So before we get into the podcast, I just want to let you know about my website, dateme.tips. That's www.dateme.tips. Do you need help trying to save your crumbling relationship? Would you like advice on how to try and get your ex back? Or maybe you need an action plan on how to try and get a girlfriend or boyfriend. I provide email coaching on all of these subjects and can help your specific situation. Visit my website dateme.tips to find out more details. That's www.dateme.tips. You will also find on my site the books that I've written, my clothing range, and other information. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing if you're about to break no contact, click here. So this podcast is in reference to the no contact rule, and the no contact rule is something that many people suggest that you implement if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back. There are many different versions of a no contact rule that you can find online, and I believe that my version gives you the best possible chance of trying to get your ex back. So I suggest that you subscribe to my podcasts so that you can familiarise yourself with my version of the no contact rule. But what happens if you are using my version of the no contact rule, but you are now starting to waver and you're really at the point of where you are considering breaking no contact? Well, I'm glad you've clicked on this podcast today, because I'm going to be telling you why, in my opinion, that would not be a good idea. It's important to add at this stage that there is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back, but there are things you can do to increase the likelihood. So what I'm trying to say here is that there is not a paint by numbers official way. If you do this step, that step, that step, you get your ex back. Unfortunately, there is nothing at all you can do which will 100% guarantee you success. So what we're trying to do here is give you the best possible chance. So it's not a definite, but it will give you the best possible chance of getting your ex back. And the reason why it gives you the best possible chance is because it starts to fix some of the problems why your ex dumped you, because irrelevant of the reason they said to you that they dumped you, you need to consider that subconsciously they have lost value in you. Okay, so you are a lower value person to them than when you were in a relationship, and you need to raise your value. Okay, so when you consider that, you now know that you need to be raising your value in their eyes. That is how you will start to kick in motion the possibility of getting your ex back, because the first thing you need to do is make it so that they start to wonder about you, so they start to ponder about you, so they start to feel intrigue about you, and eventually it will hopefully build to the point of where they begin to miss you, to regret their decision, and that they will reach out to you. So that is the aim, that is what you're really hoping is going to happen if you implement my version of a no contact rule. You will be using this principle to increase your value in their eyes to the point of where they want to reach out to you, and then you can start to rebuild your connection. So if you break no contact, then you will be destroying this kind of journey that your ex is going on. So your ex is going on a journey of slowly but surely starting to wonder about you, starting to consider their thoughts on you. And if you break no contact, then you are destroying that, because as soon as you contact them, then all that hard work is destroyed, it's gone. They will stop wondering about you because you've contacted them. So you might be saying to yourself, well, is there any reason I should contact them ever, if they've dumped me? And there are one or two exceptions, okay? And I've mentioned them in other podcasts. So if you want to check out those exceptions, just search through my other podcasts and you will find them. But it is very minority situations, okay? It is very unlikely. So we're talking a very high percentage of the time it is not advisable to break no contact. So if you are considering breaking no contact, you need to consider that what you are doing is, firstly, you are showing a lack of respect to your ex, because your ex made the decision to end the relationship. So if you break no contact after they've said, in essence, look, I don't want to talk to you anymore, then you are being disrespectful to them. You are showing them, even if it's on a subconscious level, you are kind of proving to them that you are not somebody who is reliable, you are not somebody who is respectful, you are not somebody who has got a strong mind, because you're just ignoring them, and you are already low value in their mind. So doing this isn't going to help. You are already low value in their mind, and you are now kind of disrespecting them. You're now just ignoring their request. So that straight away puts you in a worse position. But then you've got something that's even worse than that, and that is, but it shows you to be needy. It shows you to be desperate. It shows you to be somebody that can't stand on their own 2 feet, and that is not an attractive trait to somebody. If you was to consider what could be the most destructive traits that a person could have within a relationship, you would probably say neediness, you would probably say jealousy, you would probably say possessiveness. Okay, they are destructive traits which will destroy a relationship, and they are also traits which are not going to regain the relationship. Why would somebody want to get into a relationship with somebody who is needy, with somebody who is desperate, with somebody who is showing possessiveness, with somebody who is showing they have lost emotional self-control? That is not an attractive proposition to somebody. If you are a single person and you are considering who to date, would you date somebody who seems emotionally stable, or would you date somebody who seems emotionally unstable? I think everybody would prefer somebody who seems emotionally stable, somebody who is rational, somebody who is not showing those negative traits. So if you are showcasing all of this negativity, if you're showcasing you're desperate, okay, if you continually contact your ex, even when they said the relationship is over, I don't want to talk to you anymore, okay, you're just showing them that you're desperate. If you keep contacting them, if you even wait a few weeks and then contact them, you're showing you're needy. You're showing, you're begging them almost. And that is not going to increase your value in their eyes. That is going to do the opposite thing. You're already low value. This will make you even lower value. It's not going to help. It sounds counterintuitive, but if, the best position when you've been dumped is to actually not do anything regarding your ex, okay? Now, you are still going to be doing something because you need to be working on yourself and becoming a better person. But in regards to your ex, you don't want to do anything. So it might sound counterintuitive, but if you have been dumped, the best thing you can do in regards to communication with your ex is nothing. Do nothing. You're going to be using all of that time, effort, and passion by working on yourself, making sure you're a better person, healthier, fitter, somebody of stronger mind, somebody who is creative, somebody who is moving up in their profession, somebody who wants to learn new skills. All of these things will make you a better person, will make you a person who other people feel attracted to. And if your ex gets back in touch with you, then you will seem an even better proposition than they remembered. And that is the ideal scenario. So if you are thinking about breaking no contact, and as I said, there are a couple of exceptions that I do mention in other podcasts, but these are very minor exceptions. They're very much in the minority. So in most instances, you should not consider breaking no contact unless it makes absolute common sense, such as there is an emergency, something which is just very obvious, okay? Other than that, you should not be breaking no contact. It is not going to help your cause. And for the odd person that says, well, I broke no contact and my ex decided to meet up with me, and these kind of random instances occasionally happen, but what you will find is that your ex is meeting you out of pity in most of these instances, and you cannot build a new relationship on pity. You need to build it because they see value in you. In the very rare instances that somebody will decide to take their ex back via pity, all that happens is a month down the line they dump them again. They're literally meeting up with them because they feel pity, they feel worried about them, and they're almost kind of humouring them. You don't want a relationship built on that. You actually want your ex to care. You actually want your ex to see you in a romantic light, not in a pitiful light. It should be an obvious kind of thing, but you don't see it when you're in it, and I appreciate that. When you're in a scenario, you don't see what the truth is, and the truth is that if you have been dumped, then you can't get your ex back unless they see value in you. So make sure you grow that value by becoming rare, and you're becoming rare by taking your contact and your person away from your ex. Subconsciously, they will probably expect you to be begging and pleading with them. But by taking your attention away, by accepting their decision, you are actually becoming a rare person. You're becoming a rare object. You're becoming a diamond, because they haven't got you anymore. You're out of their life. And things which are rare, things which are scarce, that is what really starts to add in the human mind as something that's valuable. And hence, if you can become rare, if you can become scarce, then you will increase that value and increase the likelihood of your ex contacting you again. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I hope it's helped you if you're on the verge of breaking no contact, because to be honest, in my opinion, you will not be increasing your chances of having a happy relationship with your ex. If you've been dumped, then in most instances, your best chance of getting your ex back is by using my version of the no contact rule, which also includes the self-improvement aspect, which I go into in depth in other podcasts. And if you do everything right, you stand a great chance of one day your ex reaching out to you, and then you can rebuild your connection. So stay strong, move forward with your life. Don't wait for your ex. Look for new possibilities. And with or without your ex, you will have a positive future.